Hi, I'm Laura McCracken. I'm here in the Marlene Bar in Berlin at Merchant Payment Ecosystems. And I'm lucky enough to have Jon Karantzis here with me, the CEO of ISX. Welcome.
Thank you. It's certainly a pleasure to be here.
Thank you. We're doing a little bit of a payment provocateur where we'll discuss one of these lovely debate topics. But before I just launch into that, what brings you here to Merchant Payment Ecosystems?
Well, look, I mean, it's obviously a fantastic expo. We've been here for a few years now. We like the way it's growing. We like, let's call it the visitors to the expo itself, generally of a very high quality and just positive. It's all very positive here. So we do enjoy it.
Very good. And we're talking a lot about customer this year, as we always should.
As we should. That's the focus.
Yeah, absolutely. And so what do you see as the biggest customer pain point with relation to payments?
Look, payments hasn't really solved anything, right? We keep talking about the same issues every year. You know, we talk about speed to checkout, we talk about reach, we talk about currency choice, we talk about cost, we talk about friction. You know, these are all the sort of anti-fraud systems. It's the same topics every year. What we do tend to do, though, is try to look at different products that relieve one or more of those pain points and can skew towards a certain merchant set and suit that merchant better than a different product. So some merchants might have an affinity for cards, others might be looking at the new open banking products, others might use straight push payments. Depends on the on the merchant and their requirements. But typically the biggest pain point is always choice and cost.
Yeah, very good. Okay. And what do you think what solutions excite you the most at the moment?
Well, it's no secret that we at ISX are pushing open banking, and that's not account to account, but that's actually open banking whereby we are acting as the payment service provider, providing merchant accounts to the merchant, providing API hooks so they can see the money come in, giving them a dashboard for refunds and so on, so that we provide a total substitute for Visa and MasterCard. And I don't think that you can do open banking and make it successful unless you do substitute entirely.
Very good. Awesome. Okay, cool. Well, on that note, let's switch over to our cards. Pick a card, any card.
Sure. Okay.
What have you got there?
What would you like me to have?
Big tech versus traditional players. Who is going to dominate the future of payments?
Okay. Well, let's look at big tech. So what do we got? We got Apple and we got Google really are the two main players. My view on this is if Apple or Google really wanted to be a payment service provider, they'd already be regulated in a number of jurisdictions. I think there's likely too much pain in it for them and not enough gain. They are making a lot of money clipping the ticket without actually doing much more than running a fairly light tech stack. Who's going to win? I think there'll be an equilibrium. I think we're going to see the regulated providers keep doing what they're doing because they're prepared to take the pain for their level of gain, and the tech stack will do what they're doing, which is provide the user experience, the technology, with less pain. In terms of the regulatory side. So and I do think the way that Apple got into credit cards with Goldman Sachs and then got out again, I don't think they're going to go into the regulated side at any time quickly.
And on that note, when you think about that type of partnership, who do you think owns the customer? There's always a debate about who owns the customer.
That's a tricky one, right? I don't know that if I was Apple, I would have, and we partner with Goldman Sachs, by the way, as ISX. I'm not sure I would choose Goldman's as my retail partner. They're not traditionally in that area. So would Goldman's know how to acquire and hold the customer? I don't know.
Do they want to?
Do they want to? I don't know. So in that relationship, I think it was definitely Apple. But had they chosen a more conventional bank, that actually does the retail, has that retail customer focus, it's a tough one. I mean, it's always an issue of who do you trust more, your tech provider or your bank? Typically, I tend to trust whoever's holding my money. It's one of those things because I need to have confidence in whoever's holding my money that they're going to do the right thing. And my tech provider, whilst I rarely change them, I might change them. Right? It's probably an easier decision. So,
Yeah, absolutely. And now one thing, we talk about AI, everyone's talking about AI, and the big tech guys know how to use AI probably better than the banks do and better than payments. So how do you see AI being integrated into financial services, payments industry?
Yeah, so we've actually made an investment into AI very recently, and we are taking a very different approach. Rather than using a large data or large language model, which Google and others are doing, we've actually basically are adopting a patented system whereby we're looking at micro expressions of the human face, and we're looking at
say that again, micro expressions. So like you look at
we look at your face.
Okay.
We see whether you're angry,
I'm smiling, and
whether you're happy, whether you're confused, whether you're sad, and we look at your micro expression. We map it.
What happens if I'm using Botox?
Well, that's fine too. Right? So we're good at that. But so we've taken this technology out of car comfort. Mm-hmm. So it's currently deployed with Porsche and Mercedes and Toyota and some others, and for car comfort and safety systems. And we're now using it and adapting it for fraud and payment, let's say, ease, and making sure that our customers, or at least we're in the experimentation stage at this stage, looking at how our customers are reacting to certain payment methods and how they're actually interacting online. And of course, we have to do a KYC on our customers. So we tend to baseline the face at onboarding. We have to do liveness checks. We have to do all these things for anti-fraud or anti-money laundering. So it's an interesting application, we think, to see whether you're really happy when you're making that payment, when you're buying your fashion, or whether you're like me and generally miserable every time I'm paying online, but not confused.
Yeah.
If I'm confused, it may mean that someone is pushing me to make a payment and I don't want to make it. And we are looking for those micro expressions.
Wow, that's fascinating. Very good.
So it's a different take on AI.
Awesome. Well, that's wonderful. And are you going to be at the awards dinner tomorrow night?
I expect so.
I hope to see you on stage. So let's go ahead and
I've already been on stage this morning, but
how
you.
was it?
Good, actually.
Yeah.
I was on the initial panel at 9:00.
Oh,
and then
nice.
I was the keynote at 9:20. So that was great. Great crowd. Crowd.
Well, I've been here locked in all these conversations with interesting people. So I missed your keynote, but I look forward to seeing it on the website.
Sure. Pleasure meeting you, and all the best. And once again, cheers.
Here's to ISX. Cheers.